Hi everybody, welcome to the late start version of environmental science. This is Bio 121. I just wanted to give you a quick recording and go over the syllabus with you like we would normally do in the first day of class. So this is a late start asynchronous web version, which means that we aren't going to meet together as a class. You work on this class in your own time. There's no particular meetings. I'll be posting things regularly a couple times a week, and you'll have due dates assigned for the various chapters as we go through, and you just need to keep track of that and keep up with the due dates, but we won't be meeting together. Generally, the lectures are going to be recorded lectures from the face-to-face version of this class, which is actually web-based this semester as well, but we do meet synchronously, so you're going to get to hear me ask them questions, explain things to them. You're going to hear their voices occasionally as they ask me questions and provide feedback. So I think I started that with chapter 2, so you won't get to hear the chapter 1 that way. I'll just record that for you separately. But starting with chapter 2, you'll be hearing other interesting voices during the lectures. So as I mentioned, this is asynchronous. I'm always available by email. I have on the home page, there's a syllabus. Please reach out to me anytime you need help. My office phone is there, and my email is there. If you really want me right away, use one of those two methods. Don't chat me through Canvas. There's sometimes a 48 hours delay on Canvas, so make sure you use my Miami email address or the actual address. Again, please reach out to me whenever that you need me. I'm here for you. The required textbook includes a mastering component. Some of you have used that before in your other classes, some of you have not. This is an online program which you unfortunately have to pay for, but it's full of great content. You will be taking all of your quizzes and your exams, and your homework is all going to be done through mastering. So this is really important that you register for that immediately. The very first announcement that I sent you last week was about how to get on to mastering. They do offer you a 2-week free trial of that program, but you do have to do everything in that program, so it's really not an option not to buy it. I don't have any free codes to give to anybody. It's just one of those costs of being a student and taking this class. So this is an environmental science class. The idea here is, for some of you, this will be your only biology class and your only environmental class. I am an ecologist, so I'm pretty familiar with most of this content. This class does count for several thematic sequences if you're interested in using it that way as well. As far as grading goes, I'm going to scroll down here so you can see your whole syllabus. There's 2 exams, a final exam, and chapter quizzes after every chapter this term. Typically, I'll wait until we've finished 5 or 6 chapters, and then we'll have an exam. I will always tell you a week ahead of time when an exam is going to happen. About half of the exam will come directly from those weekly quizzes and homework that you've done. The other half will be short answers and essays and multiple choice, matching, things like that. And so it's really important that you stay up with our material, because there is a lot. This is an introductory class, and so it's pretty full of a lot of terminology, which some of you probably are familiar with, and some will be all new to you. So again, the chapter quizzes are going to be every week as soon as we finish a chapter. Sometimes the chapters are shorter, and you might have 2 quizzes per week. You'll know because we'll be doing the homework and working through those chapters. I do drop 2 of your lowest quizzes, so I'll only count 10 of your quizzes. And so in case there's something happens and you forget to take one, or you just do real poorly on one, it won't hurt your grade, I'll drop 2 of those. I don't give makeup exams. We'll have scheduled exams. I'll give you so many hours to complete the exam, and those are to be done independently, as are your quizzes. You are supposed to work on those yourselves. Last semester I had some students who were sharing study guides back and forth, and I do encourage that. I want you to help each other. I give you study guides for each chapters to do, but if somebody has copied your study guide word for word, and you have the exact same short answer as they do on a test, then I'm giving both of you 0. So I want you to help each other, but don't just copy and hand out your study guides to everybody, because sometimes people don't do their own work and they'll just take advantage of your hard work. As far as the points possible, I've kind of gone over that. There are weekly homeworks to go with each chapter. And so the homework is going to be worth a total of 50 points. And the way I'm going to do that is each set of homework is worth its own number of points. For instance, the homework for chapter 1 is worth 88 points. And so people who do at least 75% of that homework throughout the whole semester, you earn all 50 points. And so that's sort of your participation grade for staying on track and working on these. Again, each chapter has homework. Each chapter will have a quiz. Each chapter has its own readings for each chapter. So there's 450 points possible. The withdrawal date for our class is very quick. It's just September 1st, and so you have to decide right away if this class is for you or not. This class is really interesting, lots of content, but you're going to have to be really dedicated about not procrastinating. So you want to make sure that you keep up. Hopefully these weekly assignments will make sure that you don't get behind. Again, there's a section here about academic misconduct, and you have to do your own work. You can't take each other's quizzes and tests for each other. Don't share your work with other people because they'll just copy and paste. So if there's any student that has any particular disability accommodations, please let me know. I think everything should be good for you on the site, but if there is anything that you need extra help with, just let me know. So here's sort of the readings. We're pretty much chapters 1 through 4. We go in order, and then we skip a couple chapters. We'll end up at the end of the semester working on climate change, which is a huge overriding issue in the environment, as you all know. Then we go away for Thanksgiving break. Our class is technically over before Thanksgiving break as far as new material goes, and then there'll be a final exam that again you will take online, and it'll be the week after Thanksgiving. I'll find out when the final exam is scheduled, and everybody will be taking it during that time. So that's to be announced. There are a few very interesting environmental quotes. At least I think they're very interesting. E.O. Wilson, who is a famous environmental biologist. He works mostly with social insects like ants and bees and their various colonies and how they communicate with each other. He said, if all mankind were to disappear, the world would regenerate back to the rich state of equilibrium that existed 10,000 years ago. If insects were to vanish, the environment would collapse into chaos. And I love that because he's looking at things through the lens of an insect biologist. Margaret Mead said, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it's the only thing that ever has. And then John Muir, who we're going to talk a little bit more about in chapter 1, says, when we try to pick out anything by itself, we find it hitched to everything else in the universe. And that's so true in this course. everything is connected through the environment one way or another. And my real goal for you is to understand that by the end of the semester, how one little thing you can kind of start picking it apart and find out how many different threads it's all connected to in the natural world. Robert Swan said, "The greatest threat to our planet is to believe that someone else will save it." When I was your age in high school, it's the first time there was an Earth Day. There was a lot of new environmental legislation, and I was really hopeful and positive about the future. And I did think that the scientists were going to figure out a way of saving the planet. And now I realize that did not happen. We all have to do it. A Native American, who I wish I knew the name of, said, "We do not inherit the earth from our ancestors. We borrow it from our children." So everything that you do today, your lifestyle, the things that you choose to do, are going to affect the planet, and that's what's going to be left for your children and your grandchildren and your ancestors. So I think it's really important that we start thinking about our own actions, what we do. Hopefully you'll figure out some things that you could do, changes that you could make that would have a big impact on the environment. Even if it's only a small change, if everybody does those together, it ends up adding up into something that's pretty phenomenal. My last suggestion for you is, I know most people don't get the newspaper anymore. I would really, really encourage you to watch the news every day. There is something about the environment happening every single day worldwide. And it's really interesting then when you can link those current events to things that we're talking about in class. So that's basically the way our course is going to run. If you have any questions, let me know. I will post your first lecture and your first homework, which is again is going to be through mastering. So everybody needs to get registered for mastering right away, so you can start with getting that done right away. Anybody who's not registered for mastering by the end of the first week, I'll just drop you. You won't be able to do your homework and your quizzes and anything else. So ideally, if you could all get registered for mastering the day before our class starts, that would be super. And you can register through that. Again, I did give you a link through the first announcement I made about how to do it. But if you look over on our course, this is our Canvas course that you're looking at now. The second tab here that says My Lab, My Mastering, that will take you right into where you need to be, and you can register for it. There is a 2-week free trial way down at the very bottom of the very colorful page. It's in very small font, but you can click on that and register for a 2-week trial if you want to. But I think the program and the e-textbook together costs $94. There's lots of things in mastering to help you. As soon as you all get registered, and I know that you've registered, I'll do a short video, kind of a tutorial about how to use mastering and where everything is. There will be a 4-point bonus program installed on mastering that will sort of walk you through how to do different kinds of questions in mastering and sort of what's available to you. Under files over here on the left hand side, that's where you'll find all your lectures. Those are the PowerPoint versions of the lectures. I will be posting through announcements links to YouTube videos and links to Zoom lectures. And so for each chapter, I'll be posting those as well. So if you have any questions, please at any time let me know. I'll be glad to help you. I wish we could all see each other face to face, but I know that lots of you are not even in the country this semester. So everybody stay safe and healthy, and I'll talk to you again next week when our class starts. Okay, bye.